Okay guys, today we're going to be doing a one-day watercolor where we draw and then trace in Sharpie and then paint some of it, but not all of it. We're going to be using those wet into wet skills that we did, I think in September, okay? And so you're going to get 3 leaves that look like this. It doesn't matter what color they are. They're just for stencils, okay? And you're going to start by tracing some big, these are the big leaves, some big leaves onto your watercolor paper. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect to be good. It's okay if you draw on your leaf on accident. What you want to do is you want to arrange your leaves in a way that they look interesting. So if I draw this leaf right here, right, and then I put maybe like 3 leaves right under it, right, then I have all this blank space here. So you kind of want to arrange them around your paper, and it's okay if they go out of the picture. It's okay if they're going, one's going this way and one's going this way. So I started with one, and then I'm going to fill this section with a couple, and then we'll come in and we'll draw some more small things underneath it as well if you want to. So you don't have to fill every little section. You can leave a little bit of white too, okay? So first you're going to trace your leaves, and then you're going to take your Sharpie and you're going to trace your Sharpie, your leaves in Sharpie, okay? So step 1, trace your leaves everywhere. Step 2, Sharpie. Okay, so now that you're done with that, we're gonna add details, okay? So as you can see with this one, I've already started adding some veins. Leaves have those little vein textures, so all you do is you come up the middle of whatever leaf you're on. Okay, I don't know where this came from, but it'll be okay. And then you draw your little lines outwards wherever there's a section, right, that goes out. You just draw your little lines, okay? That's a good guide. If you're not really sure how to draw them, that's a good guide. Or you can draw them from there back to the line if that helps, okay? And they don't have to be perfect, and you could even add a few more if you want to, or you could do a few less, okay? But you can do that, okay? Another thing that you can do is you could add some other little leaves, but if you add your own leaves, we want to keep them real simple. Like maybe this kind of shape. Or I also saw there were some acorns. So the way you draw an acorn is you draw like a U for the top. And you can give it like the little bottom. And give it this little texture. Okay, so you could do some little acorns. All right. So we're just gonna finish drawing our little designs and then tracing them in Sharpie. And then we're gonna watercolor, and I'm gonna have you only watercolor certain sections. So you gotta wait, and I'll show you the next step in just a second. Okay, so we're not gonna paint our whole picture. We're gonna paint our big leaves. We're gonna leave these and our acorns. And then we're gonna leave this part white, and then we're gonna do some splatter on top, okay? It's gonna give us some contrast and some visual interest. It's gonna look really cool. So I told you I'm gonna do some wet into wet. So I'm gonna take my paintbrush, and I'm gonna carefully outline my leaf and kind of fill it in with water. And once I've done that and gotten it wet, I'm gonna add just a little bit more water on mine. It's kind of tricky. We've already done this once, so it's tricky to know how much water to add. And with this, it's okay if you get a little bit out of the lines, but you wouldn't want to be like crazy with it, okay? And then we're gonna use these watercolors again. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna do some red and maybe some yellow. So I'm gonna get the red. I'm gonna start dabbing that into place. Now, if you don't want to do this, if you just want to paint it, you can just paint your big leaves. There we go. Okay. I'm going to do some red. And then I'm going to do maybe some purple even. Let's see. Let's see what that looks like. That's too bright. I'm just going to do a little bit of purple down here. Sometimes leaves turn a little bit of a purpley red. Okay. And then I'm gonna fill in right here with some more purple. See how the water grabs it and moves it around? And then I'm gonna come back in here where I added some purple and put it down. Okay, then I'm gonna do the same thing here, except maybe here, I'm gonna do some oranges and browns. Okay, so all of your big leaves are gonna be fall colors. You could add some greens too, because some leaves are kind of greens, right? And I'm doing, like I said, wet into wet, but you could just paint them. I'm okay with that, okay? So I got this one wet. Oh, that one's working really good. And I'm gonna come through and let the water do what it wants to do with the color, okay? All right, so after these two leaves, I'm gonna let you guys work on yours. I'm gonna do the orange, and I'm gonna add some yellow. It's gonna look beautiful when it dries, okay. All right, so paint your leaves, and then you're gonna do a few little splatters, and then we're gonna be done. They're gonna be so pretty. Okay, so that's all that I'm gonna paint. I'm not gonna paint these little leaves or these acorns, okay? So now I'm gonna just use red. And I'm gonna get my paintbrush wet, and I'm gonna get some red on there. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of splattering, not a lot, just a little bit. A little splatter sometimes goes a long way. Okay? And then, or you could do orange. Orange would be pretty. All right, and then these are probably gonna have to stay to dry. Sorry, y'all, I didn't think about that when I was planning out our lessons, because we have to finish our canvases so that I can outline them for you, okay? But that's okay, you can put them in the drying rack and you can pick them another time. If you can take them, if your parents are okay with it and you can take them with you, I'm okay with that. You can't blow dry them because they're gonna go whoosh everywhere, okay? Another solution might be we could lay a paper towel across it and just let the paper towel absorb, and it could absorb the extra water so that you can pick it up. See how mine is kind of drippy still? You can pick it up and take it with you, okay? So there are some solutions if you really need to take it with you. But these are gonna be so pretty and I can't wait to see them.